Hello everyone, today I want to share my Heizou build and team compositions with you in the short guide. As always, I start with the build, then go over team compositions and show some Abyss gameplay at the end. Heizou's build looks like a regular main DPS build, just focus on attack, crit rate, crit damage, in his case obviously a Nemo damage bonus. You don't need too much energy recharge, his elemental burst skill is very cheap, and you don't really need to focus on elemental mastery, but if you have a little bit, it's not the end of the world. In reality, you will end up swirling quite a bit. As for talents, definitely prioritize the elemental skill first, then the elemental burst skill, and at last the normal attacks. The damage on these is honestly nothing too impressive. As for constellations, most of them aren't too impressive, to be honest. Constellation 2 enhances the vacuum effect of the elemental burst skill, which can obviously help in grouping up multiple smaller enemies. But the only one that is really great in my opinion is Constellation 6. It grants your Heartstopper Strike a bunch of crit rate and crit damage, which is obviously great because the elemental skill is the main source of damage for Heizou. As for weapon options, any main DPS catalyst will work, so anything with crit rate or crit damage like the Witsith is great. Otherwise, anything with attack percentage can work as well if you still have the Dodo Quotates, for example, otherwise something like Eye of Perception. And if you have, of course, a 5-star weapon will always be great on a main DPS character that is attack scaling. As for artifacts, we already covered substats earlier. As for main stats, very straightforward: attack percentage, a Nemo damage bonus, and crit rate or crit damage in the last slot, whichever one balances your stats better. As for the set, there is only one option in my opinion, and that is the Viridescent set. With Heizou, you want to swirl a lot for building declension stacks, so it's obviously also the condition to apply the Viridescent set, so why wouldn't you run the set on him? As for team compositions, Heizou is an Anemo main DPS who can wear the Viridescent set and buff 80 elemental mastery to the rest of your team. So you want to pair him with 2 sub DPS characters who can benefit from that. So Electro, Pyro, Cryo, or Hydro characters. So we can definitely go for the good old national team, Zhangling and Jingshou. These two characters are definitely great and fit this criteria that we just mentioned. For your healer, you can even pick up something like Shinobu to have some decent electro application and get the whole overvape thing going, or we just stick to Bennett for the attack buff and pyro resonance. I think these type of quick swap teams are definitely the way to go for Heizou. You don't need to stick to this national team. You can definitely pick some other sub DPS characters as you see fit. Again, Hydro, Cryo, Pyro, or Electro. You can definitely switch out Jingshou for obviously Yelan or something like Beidou as an Electro character. Again, Fischl would also work, or you can even pick something like Rosaria as a Cryo character. The only thing I would avoid is something like Rosaria plus an Electro character, because you don't really want to have Superconduct. So you want to have Rosaria plus a Pyro character, or something like Electro character plus Pyro character, but not Cryo character plus Electro character. And now for the showcase. Honestly, Heizou isn't too hard to use. All you want to do is press the elemental burst skill whenever ready and set up big Heartstopper strikes. To do so, you have a special mechanic called declension stacks. You can gain up to 4 of them, and your next elemental skill will consume them. Each one will increase the damage of the elemental skill, and if you consume 4 stacks, you will also gain the conviction effect, which will further increase the damage of your next Heartstopper strike. I had to change locations because I underestimated how quickly those Ruin Guards die. Anyway, how to build declension stacks. There are 2 ways. The first one, very straightforward. Just hold down the button of the elemental skill and you build them slowly. Obviously, this seems a little ineffective if you don't have any yet. So there is another way to build them, and that is triggering swirl reactions. With your normal attacks, for example, and each swirl reaction grants you 1 stack. So if you swirl Fischl's Oz here, as you see, we just built 1 stack, another one, and then you can just hold it down if you have some. Oh, and you set up your big Heartstopper strike. And the next time we do it, now we have conviction. We wait for the cooldown, and as you see, it will deal even more damage. And that's it. Of course, you just press your sub DPS skills while you do this, and then swirl off the elements that are applied to build declension stacks. And for now, I'm gonna leave you with some Abyss gameplay and come back at the end.
comes the cash. Eyes on me!
Keep moving! Fracture! Cyclone!
Gotcha. Everybody stand back! Let's look. These are about to get dicey. To ashes!
You keep moving! Bring it on!
Alright, we made it to the end. I hope this gave you some inspiration for your own bits. Stay tuned for more videos. Until then, have fun and bye bye.